Hello, I am SJ from What the Trig Math, and we are looking at mathskitchen.com. We're looking at it because it increases student familiarity with that exam style language and gives them that instant feedback of right and wrong answers and supports them with scaffolded solutions and videos to help them as well. We're going to have a look then as a teacher on the paid service, and this subscription is available to schools or colleges as a package. And what I'm going to do is have a look with you of how I can set work for my students. So here I am then in the task section of setting a piece of work. I can use a question set I've already made, one that someone else has already made within our organisation. And I'm going to select questions just for this task, and that's going to click select questions and take me to the big long menu. So let's have a look. So here I am. I can filter this by topic or grade. So perhaps we are working on algebra at the moment. So I just want the algebra stuff to be picked up. So I'm just going to filter for algebra. And then perhaps we're working only on grade 3 work for algebra at the moment. We're staying in the grade 3 and we're just cementing that knowledge. So I can really narrow it down, but it was a really long list to start with of absolutely everything that we could choose. And even though I filtered it down, there's still quite a lot to choose from. So we're looking at forming and solving equations as a class. I can click add and just add all those questions into the task that I am building. I'm just going to remove it and I'm going to choose some questions. So I click choose and I'm going to have a look and I'm going to go, yeah, we've looked at triangles. I think that would be a really useful revision question for them. Yeah, we looked at parallelograms. Yeah, I think we'll be okay with that. Yeah, we've not looked at it in a data set, so I'm going to skip that question for them. Yeah, I think they'll be okay with that one. And then, yeah, I think they'll be okay with that one. And I can save and close that. That's then added those questions. It skipped the data set question because my students just couldn't do that right now. Whilst I'm in here then, I just want to build a little bit into what we're going to be doing next week, which is inequalities. So I'm just going to look for some basic inequality questions just to top up that task as well. Integer values, yeah, I think that'd be a nice way to start. Integer values, yeah, I think that's nice. Number lines, I'm going to skip because I'll cover those in class. And I'll skip that one as well. And then we'll just save and close. So they've got a little bit of what we're coming up next, and I've personalised the task for them. So once I've chosen that, I can click continue. I'm going to give it a name for what I want them to do, and I actually call it do this first or do this second, or task 1 or task 2, and I'll put task 3 end of lesson because it's got that inequalities pre-teach for the next session in there. Set the due date, set the start date. I'm going to set it for my class. I can set it for a specific student as well. So we can be that minute in the feedback and the targeted question that we're giving. But I'm going to set it for my class. I'm going to finish and set work. And then that will then appear in their task list. If I think, do you know what, I want to go back in and change some of those questions, I can go back into edit questions. And it brings me back to the big long list of tasks again to choose from. You can see that that one's been picked up. And you can see that that one's been picked up, but there's all these other things. And actually, I think, do you know what? I might just give them a little bit on top of grading of a line because they didn't do that well on it last week. And I can add that in too. So mathskitchen.com allows you as a teacher on the subscription service to customize tasks for your students, not just select the questions of algebra and give them to students. It does that by subtopic. So it allows you to be really focused on what you're setting, but then it gets even better when it allows you to choose specific questions covering the specific aspects of that subtopic that you've covered with your learners, allowing you to be more targeted, differentiated, and focused on what you're asking your students to look at.